Good evening. Welcome to the Thongsbridge online quiz. It's great to be back. Thank you again for joining. Who would have thought, sort of 6-7 months on from the beginning of lockdown, that we'd still be in this position, but here we are. Hope this evening I find you well, find you healthy, and that you are looking forward to a Halloween weekend. Hopefully there'll be no trick-or-treaters a day early knocking and causing the doorbell to go, but haven't done one of these for a while, as you're fully aware. Must have been sort of good couple of months, 2-3 months now before since our last quiz, so please excuse any mistakes, any errors, any technical issues going for them. I'm hoping as normal it will run error free. We have had issues with our Wi-Fi here, so I'm hoping that it all seems to be going well. Loads of you comment already, which is great. Feel free just to give me a comment. Can you hear? Can you see me okay? The stream looks to be relatively strong as I talk to you now, but if you just give me a comment just to say that you can hear and see me okay. Good to see a few of the regulars commenting early on Facebook and YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. I had a few discussions with a few of my mates wondering who of the regulars would be in this evening, and straight away Jason Boyd, you're in the house. Good evening, Jason. John Powell, Andrew Wagstaff, good evening to you. It's great that I'm back doing these. I really enjoyed them during lockdown, and it was really pleasing to know that it brought a little bit of joy to your week, something to look forward to, and going forward, wow.
Playing from Lauren's iPhone.
You idiot, Lauren. That's the first idiot. I tried to keep everything smooth as normal, but Lauren, there you go. Well done, 1-0 to you. Like I said over the last few minutes or so, I'm looking to do one of these quizzes, I think, every 2 weeks going forward. Obviously, during lockdown, the demand was every week, and I was more than happy to do that every week with obviously not working. But now that everyone is more or less back at work, including myself, I'll happily do one of these every 2 weeks. So I'll confirm the dates of those going forward, sort of during the quiz, so that you've got a note in terms of when they're going to happen. But yeah, I don't think the demand is quite as high as it possibly would have been during lockdown. So yeah, every couple of weeks I'll do one of these just to keep people going, especially now that we're obviously moving into Tier 3. We'll look to keep that on an every other week basis. Just looking back, obviously, to during lockdown, a massive thank you to everyone that donated and kindly put some money towards the club, whether it be through the raffle or just an out-of-pocket gesture, which was really, really kind. You'll be pleased to know that we have successfully bought the defibrillator that the money was aiming to raise for through the raffle. That is at the club, ready to be installed, and actually links with our next sort of fundraiser that I'll talk to you a little bit later on this evening about. That will sort of be positioned in the new part of the clubhouse that we're looking to build over the next coming months. But yeah, a massive thank you to everyone who put a little bit of money, big or small, and it was nice to be able to give a bit of money back to you guys that won the raffle prizes moving forward. So I hope you enjoyed spending your hundreds and £25 over the summer months, and that you managed to get some enjoyment out of that. Again, a reminder for tonight, for those that haven't joined before, just a quick shout out to one of my mates from uni, Tom Musto, the Dosser. Thank you for joining. It's 5 rounds this evening. If you've not played before, all you'll need is a pen and paper. I'll read some of the questions just on the stream like this, and then some of the rounds you will see on a PowerPoint that I'll share my screen. So all you'll need is a pen and paper, and you'll mark your own scores at the end of the round. We started a bit with a theme of sort of getting your funniest or most creative team names. So feel free to start putting those into the comments. We've got a lot of people playing tonight that I didn't think would come back. We're sort of up to nearly 90 devices logged in, which is fantastic. 78 on YouTube and nearly 25 on Facebook. So a massive thank you to you. I was fully expecting to maybe get 20, 30 people logged in tonight, with it being Halloween weekend and the demand for quizzes not really there. So yeah, it's great to see a lot of you back. So Maureen Walsh, good evening from Portugal, great overseas. Lads from Valencia Penthouse in Valencia. Tony Robray, good evening. Lucy Rhodes, again fantastic, over in Rhodes, Corfu. In Corfu in Greece rather. John Bickers in London. Kieran Buckley, good evening Kieran, one of the winners of the raffle. Who else have we got? Rory, good evening Rory. Phil Clark, Eton Mess. Kieran O'Shea, reverting to a regular team name. I've got the runs, excellent. Who else have we got? Sarah Power, David Wagstaff, their team name, Orange Cray, superb. Rebecca Drummond, good evening. So, going well so far. No errors apart from Lauren on the Alexa. Turn that off. Up to 75 on YouTube, fantastic. 24 on Facebook. So I reckon we're going to get going. So most of the rounds this evening have between sort of 10 and 12 questions. You'll mark your own. The first, as we always do, is just general knowledge. Let's make a start, I reckon. 12 questions, round one. Let's get going. Good evening to the Wharton family, Grace Wharton. Good evening to you and your family. Lucy Marshall, good evening. Helen Holt, good evening. Right, general knowledge, round one. Let's go. Question one. In what part of the body would you find the fibula? In what part of the body would you find the fibula? Question two. Who won the Best Actress award at the most recent Oscars? Who won the Best Actress award at the most recent Oscars? Question three. How many of Henry VIII's wives were called Catherine? How many of Henry VIII's wives were called Catherine? Question four. According to the Office for National Statistics, what was the most popular boy's name in the UK in 2019? So according to the Office for National Statistics, what was the most popular boy's name in the UK in 2019? Question five. What's longer, a nautical mile or a mile? So what is longer, a nautical mile or a mile? Question number six. Which country in the world is believed to have the most miles of motorway? Is it America, Canada, or China? So which country in the world is believed to have the most miles of motorways? Is it America, Canada, or China? Question 7. Which two country singers famously sang together on the 1983 song Islands in the Stream? I'll give you a mark for each of those. You don't need to get both for 1 point. So if you get one, you get 1 mark. If you get both, you get 2. So which two country singers famously sang together on the 1983 song Islands in the Stream? Question 8. Which soft drink is commonly associated with Scotland? Which soft drink is commonly associated with Scotland? Question 9. How many hearts does a octopus have? Is it 1, 2, or 3? How many hearts does an octopus have? 1, 2, or 3? Question 10. In which country in the world would you find the original Legoland? In which country in the world would you find the original Legoland? Alice Dyson, I'll read the questions out again from start to finish in a second. We're on question 11 now. Question 11 is, what is the most sold flavour of Walker's crisps? What is the most sold flavour of Walker's crisps? And the final question of general knowledge, round 1. Saying the name of what dried fruit used to be used to encourage people to smile for a photo in the 1800s before the phrase cheese? So saying the name of what dried fruit used to be used to encourage people to smile before a photo in the 1800s before the phrase cheese. So I'll quickly whiz through the questions from top to bottom. Question 1 was, in what part of the body would you find the fibula? Question 2, who won the Best Actress award at the most recent Oscars? Question 3, how many of Henry VIII's wives were called Catherine? Question 4, according to the Office for National Statistics, what was the most popular boy's name in the UK in 2019? Question 5, what's longer, a nautical mile or a mile? Question 6, which country in the world is believed to have the most miles of motorway? Is it America, Canada, or China? Question 7, which two country singers famously sang together on the 1983 song Islands in the Stream? Question 8, which soft drink is commonly associated with Scotland? Question 9, how many hearts does an octopus have? Is it 1, 2, or 3? Question 10. In which country in the world would you find the original Legoland? Question 11. What is the most sold flavour of Walker's Crisps? And the final question, question 12. Saying the name of what dried fruit used to be used to encourage people to smile before a photo in the 1800s before the phrase cheese. So I'll give you 20 seconds just to finalise the answers, and we shall then mark these. It's out of 13, with question 7 being worth 2 marks. Diane Walker, good evening. Marietta Brown, hey, good evening from Honley, normally in Corfu. Good to have you with us again. Right then, let's go through the answers. See which team is going to take an early lead. After you've marked these, put your answers, or your marks rather, in the comment section. Let's see which team is in the lead. So question 1. In what part of the body would you find the fibula? It would be the leg, or the lower leg. It is the bone just behind your shin bone, the tibia, in your lower leg. I'll accept lower leg or leg. Fine, either way. 1 mark. Question 2. Who won the Best Actress award at the most recent Oscars? It is Renee Zellweger. Question 3. How many of Henry VIII's wives were called Catherine? It was 3. 3 of them. Question 4. According to the Office for National Statistics, what was the most popular boy's name in the UK in 2019? Impressive you've got this. This name has actually held the record since 2013. And the boy's name is Oliver. Oliver has been the most popular name since 2013, right up until 2019. Question 5. What's longer, a nautical mile or a mile? It is a nautical mile. A nautical mile, I think, is 1.15 miles long. Question 6. Which country in the world is believed to have the most miles of motorway? You had the options of America, China or Canada. The correct answer was China. China has the most mileage of motorway. Question 7, you get a mark for each of these. If you got 1 out of 2, obviously you just get a mark for the one that you got correct. Which 2 country singers famously sang together on the 1983 song Islands in the Stream? It was Dolly Parton and Kenny Rogers. Question 8. Which soft drink is commonly associated with Scotland? It would be Iron Brew. Question 9. How many hearts does an octopus have? 3. Didn't know that before researching that this evening. An octopus has 3 hearts. Question 10. In which country would you find the original Legoland? It is Denmark. What is the most sold flavour? Question 11. What is the most sold flavour of Walker's Crisps? Cheese and onion. And hats off if you got 12 correct. Saying the name of what dried fruit used to be encouraged for people to say in order to smile before a picture in the 1800s before the phrase cheese? It was a prune. A prune fruit. So, they are the answers for round 1. It's out of 13. Let's see which team are in the lead. So put your team name in the comments and put your answers or your marks out of 13. it was very close, the quizzes during lockdown. Some really high answers, high scores. So let's see. There's a slight delay on the stream between YouTube and Facebook, so I'm likely to see the YouTube scores second, I think. So we'll see. How are we getting on? Joanne Powell, I think Joanna's won the quiz back in lockdown, 11 out of 13. Alice Dyson, 10 out of 13. Philip the Whiz Spin Wizard, 11 out of 13. Tom Musto, Gurgle My Quiz, 10 out of 13, very good. Dos Patos, 9 out of 13. 8 from Biz at Quizzing. Flint, you're on the bench, 11 out of 13. Neil Warnock reference there, Rory, good lad. Grace Wharton and her family, 6 out of 13. The candidate for the wooden spoon. Kieran O'Shea got the runs, 8 out of 13. Thought he'd have got higher. No offence there. Malcolm and Sarah, 7. Quiz Powell, Valencia Shore Penthouse. Good evening to you lads again in Valencia. Thanks for joining. 9 out of 12. Kieran Buckley, 8 out of 13. Diana, 7. Serena Hurst, Team Willow, 11 out of 13. Maureen Walsh saying she's had a rubbish start, been asleep for 4 months, haven't we all? 9 out of 13. So it looks like at the minute, if you've got 11, you're on the lead. So that's Rory, John Powell, a couple of others. So make sure you keep a track of your scores per round so that you know your total at the end. Right, this is where it gets a bit technical. For those that have seen it before, we transfer onto the stream. So let's make sure I get this. Jason Boyd, social wagstaffing, very good. 11 out of 13. Right, here goes. So press that. Good. Press this. Preview. Right, okay, so if you haven't been down to the club, by the way, this is the current stage that we're at in terms of what we've built so far, this left-hand side. A couple of new first-team signings coming out of the pavilion there. And this little section here is what I'm going to talk to you about a little bit later. But anyway, next round is based on Halloween. And it is a picture round, and you've got to say what you see, basically. Each question, I think there's 10. Each question, the pictures will relate to a Halloween saying or phrase or something related to Halloween. So you'll have about 10 minutes. I'll leave you in peace. There are 10. Say what you see. Each of them make up a Halloween phrase or something related to Halloween. Off you go. Comment when you're done. So just under 4 minutes to go. Comment in the section when you've done, if you think you've finished. And if we get most of us finishing before the time, then we'll move on. Minute and a half to go, 1.5 minutes. Couple more people saying they finished. Last 40 seconds. 40 seconds to go. Right, time. We're done. Right then. So, answers are on the next screen. Mark them out of 10. Question 1. Bewitched or Bewitch. Either of the two I'll accept. Number 2. Frankenstein. Number 3 was Nightmare. 4, Bogeyman. 5, Cauldron. 6, Warlock. 7, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. 8, Pumpkin. 9, Goosebumps. And 10, Fancy Dress. Fancy Dress. So I'll just give you a quick look at those again, just so you can associate the answers with the pictures. Bewitched, Frankenstein, Nightmare, Bogeyman, Cauldron, Warlock, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Pumpkin, Goosebumps, Fancy Dress. So let's just move on to here again. Right, before we have a quick break, I wanted to just talk to you a little bit about our next project down at the cricket club. So, like I mentioned before, really kind donations meant that during lockdown, towards the end of the cricket season, which we finally got to play a little bit of cricket, we managed to raise enough money, thank you to your kind donations, for the DFib, which was fantastic. And our next stage of the development, which was always part of the main club rebuild, and obviously will be the final exciting part of the piece of the club's development plan, is the outdoor bar area, which I've circled and squared rather in yellow there. Thank you to your scores, by the way. We'll look at your scores in a second. So yeah, our outdoor facilities is going to be massively important moving forward, even more important, like I said, with COVID. And this area and project will create something that everyone in the community can use, not just the cricket players, not just the spectators, but everyone in the local area. And if you've seen the ground recently and throughout the season, it's absolutely fantastic. It always looks brilliant. And this is just the next phase of that, which will really finish it off, really crown it, and make it what I think and what us as the club think, probably one of the best facilities in grounds in the area in terms of the whole package of what we have down at the club. So as you can see here in the yellow box, it'll be an addition to the clubhouse. It'll be an outdoor bar with lights and sort of cooking facilities, and somewhere that we can all enjoy either after a game, events, wedding receptions, functions, that type of thing. And it'll be really a lovely community area that not just the cricketers and the spectators can use. It'll make it really easy for our volunteer staff, who do a fantastic job on a weekly basis. They'll have some fantastic outdoor kitchen facilities, a barbecue, new lights, sound coming out of that area. So yeah, it's a really exciting time for us. But obviously, with anything down at the club, we do need a little bit of help through fundraising and through schemes that we've applied to be part of this time around. So we've applied, and we are using a project called the Space Hive fundraiser, and this is where any kind donations, little or small, can be donated by. So one easy way of going on to that is just via our website in black there. And if you click on there, there is a link to the Space Hive fundraiser, and it's a really simple process to donate as little as small. But the key part about us getting funding from Space Hive and matching what you donate is the amount of people that back the project. So we would much rather, as a club, lots of small donations rather than sort of a really big one-off payment from a random person. So to get the funding from Space Hive, they want to see that this is a scheme and a project and a facility that will be used by the community, and that lots of people are showing interest in it. So our plea as a club, and we totally appreciate that during COVID and people unfortunately losing jobs and not obviously working as much, that these are really tough times, and we're really hopeful that things will get better in the near future, and this will be a fantastic location and facility that we can all come together and socialise and start to get back to a bit of normality. So backing can start from as little as £3 to however much you want. So just as a bit of an example, this is what the page would look like. So you go onto our website, and Article 1 here, if you read the article, it gives you a little bit of information about it. gives a bit of a blurb about what we're trying to do, and then this link here is where it'll take you directly to the Space Hive page. It'll give you a full breakdown of what we're trying to do, what we'll deliver, and here's a bit of an update of where we're at so far. So amazing, 22 people have backed it so far. We'd love to get up to 50, 100 people, if not more. And we've got 39 days left. So the deadline is the 7th of December. And we'd love to try and raise that. And then the Space Hive project itself will match a proportion of our money raised. So yeah, great. If you can spare a few pounds, that'll be fantastic. I know some people were so generous at the start of lockdown, and it will be fantastic as a little bit of an incentive for the community and our Great Creek Club if we can back this project, get our volunteers building that over the winter, and we'll have a really nice facility to look forward to moving forward. So I'll shut up about that. It's really important, but yeah. We appreciate that it's difficult times, but any small amount of backing and as many people as we can get backing this project as possible, that'll be fantastic. So a massive thank you from me, a massive thank you from the club and everyone who's involved with us down there. But that is where we're aiming to go next with this. So thank you very much. Space Hive on our website, click on the link, and that's where we can go next with this. So yeah, massive thank you. Right, let's get back to the stream. Right, quick answers before we have a bit of a break. How have we got then? Heather Orange, 9 out of 10. Henry Wagstaff, 6. Grace Wharton and her family, 10 out of 10. Well done. Rebecca Musto, 10 out of 10. Reckon it was easy. Social Wagstaffing, 10 out of 10. Walking Dead, Phil Walton, 9 out of 10. Eaton Mess, 6. Quizpal, 5. Fantastic. So we're out of 23 so far. Let's think about moving on now. Right, so let's have a couple of minute break. Nip to loo, get a new drink. The link is on YouTube and Facebook in the comments there if you wish to make a kind donation. Not expecting you to do it straight away, but it'd be amazing if you could. I'll give up pleading now. I'll let you go and have a break, and we'll start back in a couple of minutes. Nip to loo, get a drink, top up your orange juice, Musto, and we'll start again in a couple of minutes. See you in a sec. Right, we're back. So, round 3, let's crack on. Round 3, sport. Always got to have a sport quiz, sport round rather. There are 12 questions in the sport round. Here goes. Right, number 1, sport. Which American baseball team has recently won the World Series this week? Which American baseball team has recently won the World Series this week? Question 2. Katarina Johnson-Thompson is a world champion in which sport? So question 2 is Katarina Johnson-Thompson is a world champion in which sport? Question number 3. The Boxing Day Test match is traditionally played in which country? The Boxing Day Test match is traditionally played in which country? Question 4. Lewis Hamilton recently won his 92nd race in Formula 1, overtaking...
Playing from Lauren's iPhone.
Jesus Christ. You'd have thought should have got bored by now. Where was I? Lewis Hamilton recently won his 92nd Formula 1 race, overtaking the previous record set by which driver? I can hear her laughing upstairs. She thinks she's hilarious. Lewis Hamilton recently won his 92nd race, overtaking the previous record set by which driver? Question 5. Which famous sporting event is due to continue on Sunday after nearly 7 months since originally starting? She's still laughing. It wasn't that funny. Which famous sporting competition is due to continue on Sunday after nearly 7 months since originally starting? Question 6. What is Joe Root, the cricketer? What is his ODI and Test shirt number? There's a slight clue in his name. So what is Joe Root's ODI, so one day international, and Test shirt number on his back? Question 7. Who did Rafael Nadal beat at this year's French Open Roland Garros tennis tournament? Was it Federer or Djokovic? So who did Rafael Nadal beat at this year's French Open, the Roland Garros tennis tournament? Was it Federer or Djokovic? Question 8. Which football team are currently top of the Premier League table? Which football team are currently top of the Premier League table? Question 9. Which famous rugby league star was seen in a recent BBC documentary showing his fight against motor neuron disease? So which famous rugby league star was seen in a recent BBC documentary showing his fight against motor neuron disease? Question 10. Which city will host the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games? Is it Paris, Berlin or Madrid? So which city will host the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games? Is it Paris, Berlin or Madrid? Question 11. How many nations were scheduled to host games at Euro 2020 before it was postponed? So how many nations were scheduled to host games at Euro 2020 before it was postponed? And the final question, question 12. England netball women started a 3-match series on Wednesday. Against which country though? So England netball women started a 3-match series on Wednesday, but against which country? So I shall read the questions out again. Question 1, which American baseball team has recently won the World Series this week? Question 2, Katarina Johnson-Thompson is a world champion in which sport? Question 3, the Boxing Day Test match is traditionally played in which country? Question 4, Lewis Hamilton recently won his 92nd Formula One race, overtaking the previous record set by which driver? Question 5, which famous sporting competition is due to continue on Sunday after nearly 7 months since it originally started? Question 6, what is Joe Root, the cricketer? What is his ODI and Test shirt number? Question 7, who did Rafael Nadal beat at this year's Roland Garros French Open tournament? Was it Federer or Djokovic? 8, which football team are currently top of the Premier League? 9, which famous rugby league star was seen in a recent BBC documentary showing his fight against motor neuron disease? Question 10, which city will host the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games? Was it Paris, Berlin or Madrid? 11, how many nations were scheduled to host games at the Euro 2020 before its postponement? And 12 was England netball. The women's team started a 3-match series on Wednesday, but against which country? So, give you a few seconds just to finalise your answers. And we shall mark these out of 12. So at the end of this round, if you give me your overall score so far, it'll be out of 35. So question 1, which American baseball team has recently won the World Series this week? It was the LA Dodgers, or the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think they beat Tampa Bay, if I'm right. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it was Tampa Bay that they beat. Question 2, Katarina Johnson-Thompson is a world champion in which sport? It's athletics. I'll also give you a mark if you put her event, which is the heptathlon. So either or, not 2. If you put heptathlon, 1 mark. If you put athletics, you'd also get the mark. Question 3, the Boxing Day Test match is traditionally played in which country? It is Australia at the MCG, the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Question 4, Lewis Hamilton recently won his 92nd Formula One race, overtaking the previous record set by Michael Schumacher. Question 5, which famous sporting competition is due to continue on Sunday after nearly 7 months since it originally started? It is the Rugby Six Nations. Question 8, which football team are currently top? It is Everton. No, I've jumped way far ahead, sorry. Question 6, sorry. Joe Root's ODI number is 66. 66, as in Route 66 in America. I presume that's the reason why he has it. So yeah, number 66. Who did Rafael Nadal beat at this year's French Open? Roland Garros. It was Novak Djokovic. 8. Which football team currently top? It's Everton. 9. Which famous rugby league star was seen in a BBC documentary recently showing his fight against motor neuron disease? Rob Burrows. Fantastic programme if you've not seen it. Yeah, well worth a watch. Rob Burrows. Question 10. Which city will host the 2024 Olympic and Paralympic Games? It is Paris. How many nations were scheduled to host games at Euro 2020? It was 12 different nations. And England netball, question 12. England netball started a 3-match series, the women, against New Zealand. I think they lost on Wednesday. New Zealand they played against. So again, answers. Let's go for marks out of 35. Scores out of 35. Nick Corley, we're in tears. Very good. 24 out of 35. Philip Warrender, 30 out of 35. That is the lead so far, 30 out of 35. John Powell, 26 out of 35. Alice Dyson, 22. Eaton Mess, 24 out of 35. Team Willow, 25 out of 35. Bizzett Quizzing, 24. Joanne Powell, 26. Malcolm, 20 out of 35. Kieran, 21. Tony Robry, good to have you in the house. T. Robry, Coach Robry, 25. The Whartons, 25. Heather, Orange, 26. Andrew Wagstaff, 23. Looking like Wiz is 30, is leading so far. Walking Dead, 25. Alex Kemp, the receding man, 25. Jason Boyd, Social Wagstaff in 31. There's the leader. Jason Boyd, fantastic. 27 out of 35 for Neil Warnock. Who else have we got? Just checking the other comments before we move on. Maureen Walsh, 21. Right, let's move on. The next round, I've tried something a bit different. I don't think it'll take the full 10 minutes. Seeing as though travel is a little bit off the agenda at the minute, whether it be on the road or by rail or by air, to say the least, I've got some maps of different roads, different motorways. Can you identify which motorway you can see on the map? I've given you A, B or C options above the picture to choose from, so I guess if you don't know. I think there's 9 in total, 9 maps of different motorways. Can you work out which motorway you're looking at? I'll give you 10 minutes. I don't think you'll need it with it being multiple choice, so comment when you're ready. Here goes. Present. There. So the motorway is obviously in red and the options are above it. I would write the motorway rather than A, B or C. So write the name of the motorway which you think it is in the country. Go. Right, a few people are starting to finish. I fully expected it to be a little bit quicker this round. So we'll go for another couple of minutes. Comment in the section when you've done, then we'll move on. Malcolm, you're done. Kieran O'Shea, you're finished. Comment on Facebook and YouTube when you're done, so I know to move on. But yeah, I thought it might be a bit quicker this one with it being multiple choice. Some of you will most likely have driven on a lot of these roads, quite possibly. So we'll go for another couple of minutes or so. Mochan done. Philip the Chinaman Warrender done. Alice Dyson finished. Amy Shepperson done. Great, another minute or so, another minute just to finish those off. Maureen Walsh done, excellent. Last 30 seconds, we'll go to until there's 4 minutes left, so I'll give you 40 seconds or so. Most people are saying they're done. T. Robbery finished. Pete Brammer, good to see you in the house, done. The Whartons done. Heather Orange done. 25 seconds to go. Ten seconds to go. Expecting a few high scores. Right, let's pause there. We'll go through the answers. So a lot of motorways there, all scattered across the country. A couple reaching into Scotland. So scores will be out of 9 for this round, and there are your answers in green. So top left, really common one, M25 around London. Middle one at the top, M1. Top right, sort of around Manchester, M60. Middle on the left is the M11, sort of around Cambridge, into Essex closely. M9 up into Scotland. M3 on the right hand side. M6, one of the larger ones, northwest down to sort of the lower Midlands area. M5 is the bottom one, and the bottom right is the M8. So we should have a total now out of 44. So 44 will be your total. So feel free to give me your overall score so we can keep a track on who's winning so far, with one round to go. So we're out 44. So get your scores written in. Let me just move back to the stream. There we go. Malcolm, 9 out of 9. Kieran O'Shea, 9. Well done. Richard Wagstaff, 8. The Wharton family, 9 out of 9. Philip the Chinaman Warrender, 39 out of 44. Strong from you, Wizard, this week. Kieran O'Shea, 32. Quiz Powell, 9 out of 9. Malcolm's on 29 out of 44. Richard Wagstaff, 33. John Powell, 34. Wharton's 34 as well. So it's, at the minute, we're still Philip Warrender with the lead. John Powell. Where are we here? John Powell, 34 as well. Jason Boyd, again, just pipping Warrender at the minute, 40. Alice Dyson, 36. Tony Roby, 34. Loads of you on 34. 32 for Andrew Wagstaff. 36 for Rory Neil Warnock. Right then. Looks like there's a ghost at the window there. A few mentioned that I think it's just the wind. A little bit Halloween-y, to say the least. Yeah. Right then. The final round, ironically, is linked to Halloween, directly linked to Halloween, sort of general knowledge linked to Halloween. So you've got Jason Boyd, Social Wagstaffing to beat. You need to have a good final round to beat his score. He's on 40 out of 44 so far, so the final score will be out of 54 this evening. So Halloween, final round. What time are we on? 9:15, pretty good. Done in 15 minutes, I'd say. Halloween, question 1. What is a group of witches called? What is a group of witches called? Question 2. Which famous Halloween party game originated from a custom to establish who would get married first or next? So which famous Halloween party game originated from a custom to establish who would get married next, i.e. back in the olden days? Question 3. What is Dr. Frankenstein's first name? Oh, look at that. What is she doing? It's Lauren. My days. Dangling stuff out the window. I can tell she's bored upstairs. Where were we? Question 4. What root vegetable were jack-o'-lanterns originally made of? What root vegetable were jack-o'-lanterns originally made of? God, she's put me off. Question 5. What does the Old English word hallow mean? So what does the Old English word hallow mean? Question 6. Again, linked with a little bit of English history, the wording. So question 6. What does the Scottish word Geysing mean? What does the Scottish word Geysing mean? Spelt G-U-I-S-I-N-G. Geysing. What does that word mean? Question 7. Where is Transylvania? Where is Transylvania? Question 8. How many pumpkins are estimated to be bought each year for Halloween in the UK? Is it 17 million, 48 million, or 25 million? So how many pumpkins are estimated to be bought each year for Halloween in the UK? Is it 17 million, 48 or 25 million? Question 9. What animal is said to bring bad luck on Halloween? So what animal, question 9, is said to bring bad luck on Halloween? And question 10. What does seeing a spider on Halloween signify? Jesus, Lauren, give up, man. What is she doing? Question 10. What does seeing a spider on Halloween signify? Apologies, she's not doing much for the professionalism of this quiz, is she? Right then, question 1. What is a group of witches called? Question 2. Which famous Halloween party game originated from a custom to establish who would get married next? Question 3. What is Dr. Frankenstein's first name? Question 4. What root vegetable were jack-o'-lanterns originally made of? Question 5. What does the Old English word hallow mean? Question 6. What does the Scottish word geysing mean? Question 7. Where is Transylvania? Question 8. How many pumpkins are estimated to be bought each year for Halloween in the UK? 17, 48 or 25 million? A few of you saying that Lauren's scream made you jump. Jesus, it made me jump. Malcolm, a few people have texted me saying it made them jump. Yeah. Far too much energy this evening. Where were we? Question 9. What animal is said to bring bad luck on Halloween? And question 10. What does seeing a spider on Halloween signify? Right then. Let's go through the answers. Remember, it'll be out of 54 this evening. So here we go. What is a group of witches called? It's a coven. C-O-V-E-N. I hope I pronounced that correctly. A coven. Question 2. Which famous Halloween party game originated from a custom to establish who would get married next? You may have had a guess at this, but it's bobbing for apples. So the meaning behind it, I believe, is it used to take place during large gatherings. I think apples were associated with love or fertility, and the first person to catch an apple in that game would then believe to be the next one to marry. I guess it's similar to throwing the bouquet at weddings nowadays in terms of that type of tradition. So yeah, apples associated with love, supposedly. And whoever was to bob down and pick the apple up first would believe to be the next person to get married. Learn something new every day. Question 3. What is Dr. Frankenstein's first name? It was Victor. Question 4. What root vegetables were jack-o'-lanterns originally made of? It was turnips. What does the word, the Old English word hallow mean? It was saint. So saint. Question 6. What does the Scottish word Geysing mean? You may have been able to work out that it came from the word disguising. So I'll give you a mark here if you put up getting dressed up in Halloween costumes or going trick-or-treating dressed up, something along those lines. But yeah, it comes from the word to disguise yourself, i.e. to dress up. So ideally the answer you've got there is to dress up, fancy dress, and therefore to go out trick-or-treating. Question 7, where is Transylvania? It's in Romania. Question 8, how many pumpkins are estimated to be bought each year in the UK for Halloween? It was 17 million. 17 million, so not 48 and not 25. 17 million pumpkins. 9, what animal is said to bring back bad luck on Halloween? The black cat. And what does seeing a spider on Halloween signify? It signifies sort of a loved one or a deceased member of your family watching down on you or looking over you. So a loved one is watching you. So there we have it. 22 minutes past 9. 5 rounds done. Let's crown a winner. Scores out of 54. Let's see if anyone has overtaken Jason Boyd. Let's get your scores on the doors incoming. Just wait for those to come in so we can crown a winner. Philip Warrender, 46. Russell Mottram, 38. Alice Dyson, 38. Sam Williams, 39. So 46 to beat so far. Philip Chinaman Warrender. Grace and her family, the Whartons, 41. Joan Powell, 41. Andrew Wagstaff, 39. Heather Orange, 41. Richard Wagstaff, Biz at Quizzing, 37. Kieran Buckley, 36. Eaton Mess, 39. So, still waiting for Jason Boyd. Kieran O'Shea, 38. We're in Tears, 39 out of 54. Tom Musto, 47. Very good score from the Musto. 47. The Walking Dead, 43. Still not got the Boyd, so I'm waiting for him and his family. Maureen Walsh, 37. Team Willow, 39. 43 for Tony Rowbury. Any other comments coming in? There we go. Jason Boyd, the social Wagstaff in 48. Just pips Rebecca and Tom Musto to first place. Marietta Brown, 40. Diane Walker, reckons she's out of practice, 39. Rory France, Neil Warnock, 42. There we have it. We'll let the comments keep coming in. But yeah, 42 for Rory. Probably gets in within the top 5. It looks like Jason Boyd, 48 out of 54. Very good. So yeah, thank you for joining again. Absolute pleasure to do one of these quizzes again. I mentioned at the start that I'll do these every 2 weeks. So it's the 30th tonight. So 2 weeks would put us on the Friday the 13th. That'll be the next one. So get that in your diaries. Spread the word with families. I know that during lockdown we had sort of Zoom and team calls going on, competing from household to household. Let's get that going again. Get the numbers even higher next in a couple of weeks. So the 13th will be the second quiz, and then the 27th will be the one after, and then we'll go from there depending on how lockdown is, how what the restrictions are like. But those are the next two. So the 13th, Friday the 13th will be the next one. And then Friday the 27th of November will be the third quiz of this month. And then we'll go from there. Just a reminder again, the Space Hive. Again, spread that with family and friends, please. The link is on the website. Click on that link. Donate as much or as little as you can, or as many people donating to that as we can will be great. There we go again. Annoying. But thank you for joining. Really hope you've enjoyed it. Some pretty high scores. I was a bit worried that it might be too hard this week, but I think people have done pretty well. Thank you for joining, like I said. I'll see you in a couple of weeks. I hope that you manage to stay safe, virus-free. Tier 3 from Monday, so keep checking in on family and friends. Keep seeing how they are. And I shall see you again in a couple of weeks' time. Well done to Jason Boyd and his family on first place. A really good score. And yeah, if you can donate to that, Space Hive, thongsbridge.co.uk, would much appreciated. Have a lovely weekend. Enjoy dressing up in your fancy dress outfits tomorrow. Enjoy Halloween, and I'll see you in a couple of weeks.